Hello and welcome. I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers 2015 Robots in Disguise Strongarm, and I actually like this toy quite a bit. So I had already picked up the Robots in Disguise, the new 2015 line. I had picked up Grimlock and Bumblebee in what we're calling now the Warrior class, or what we typically call the Deluxe class. So I had already picked those two up, and those were really the only two I was interested in because Strongarm, which we have right here, and its other wave mate Steeljaw, they haven't been getting that great of reviews. So I figured I'm not going to get them now. Maybe I'll get them later on clearance, or maybe I won't pick them up at all. I really didn't have a whole lot of interest in the remaining two figures. Well, I was listening to the most recent episode of the TFW podcast the other day, and fellow Transformer reviewer Evangelist had mentioned that he got these two figures. And here we'll just bring in Strongarm real quick so you can see what I'm talking about with these two guys. And he mentioned that he picked them up, and without really knowing a whole lot about them other than he had just heard negative about them, quite enjoyed them. And he went on to say a lot of the positives about them. And of course, they do have some negatives. They're not perfect figures, but he gave them what I think was a fair review. So the other day I was at Target, and I had a gift card left over from Christmas, and I saw these guys on the shelves. So far I'd only seen them at Toys R Us, and that was another deterrent that I didn't want to pay Toys R Us prices for these guys. So I found them at Target. They were a little cheaper than they were at Toys R Us. I had a gift card, so it wasn't really going to cost me anything. So I figured, what the hell? Let me pick them up and check them out. And I'm really glad I did, because I actually ended up liking these two figures quite a bit. I like Strongarm. I like her okay. I don't dislike her. She's not like anything to write home about, really. We'll get into her more. But she's pretty cool. I actually ended up liking her quite a bit. And then Steeljaw, I ended up really, really, really loving what this figure does. So we'll get into him in his own review. And for now, we're just going to concentrate on Strongarm. So released in January of 2015, these guys are brand new. As of the time of this recording, these guys are just now starting to hit shelves, and they're retailing for typically $13 to $15, depending on where you get them, unless you go to Toys R Us, and then you're going to pay like $17 for them. And I think Kmart has them listed for like 18, something like that. So, shop smart, shop as smart. Oh God, I hope you guys get that. Here in truck mode, Strongarm is approximately 5 inches long and about 2.5 inches tall in truck mode. So she's a police cruiser, and yes, she is a female. So she's a police cruiser. Rolls okay. It's interesting what they're doing with the wheels here. Like, if you look at the front wheels roll really nice. They have a center hub that is fixed, and the wheels roll around that, and they actually roll pretty nice. But then the wheels on the back, they're just mounted on those clips. It's just the entire wheel mounted on that clip that rotates. So they tend to be a little wobbly and not roll so well. So she rolls okay. I mean, she rolls perfectly fine, as you can see. But if I'm doing like the freewheeling thing, as you can see, you got to put a little more force to her just to get her across the table. So, she rolls okay. She's a police cruiser. I really like the design of this vehicle. This is kind of like police truck. It's like beefy looking. It's something reminiscent of like, if you remember on the last series that was out, Prime, they had that cup, and the Japanese version had the Ironhide truck. This reminds me a lot of that, and I think that there could be some really cool customs come out of this mold right here. So, and so yeah, it's a police truck, a police cruiser. Looks pretty beefy and strong, which her name is Strongarm, so I suppose she's going to be strong, and maybe this vehicle form fits her really, really well. I'm going to bring in the packaging, which I don't typically do, but I'll bring it in just to show you what the packaging looks like. And of note is that there's no instructions included with these guys. The instructions are all going to be on the back of the cardboard there. So that's pretty cool. It takes away a little bit of waste with the paper and whatnot. So, all right, so getting into transformation. Transformation is relatively simple. As you saw in the back of the box, only 8 steps. In no particular order, I'm just going to start right here at the... actually, I'm going to start down here on the bottom and take the weapon out. as you can see, the weapon. There's nowhere else to put it. Well, there is actually where to put it on the vehicle, but this is my preferred method. Is to I like the fact that they provided a peg port underneath the vehicle where you can peg the weapon and hide it away, and you have your vehicle with no weapon sticking out. That's my preferred method. You guys know that about me already. But if this is the kind of thing that you're into, you do have a peg port at the top there where you can plug your gun in, and now you have a police cruiser with a machine gun attached to the top there. And I guess that's kind of cool. So there you go. If that's the kind of thing you like, there you go. You have that option. And if you want to get all gangsta, you can put it sideways. There you go. Now Strongarm is all gangsta. Alrighty then. So let's remove that. And back to transformation. In no particular order, I'm going to take the grill of the truck right here. I'm going to flip this guy forward. And that's going to reveal the arms there for Strongarm. So go ahead and separate the grill. And these pieces are going to rotate. You can see there's a little peg and port right there. So these guys are going to rotate and peg right there inside the forearm. And for some reason, mine tend to be really, really tight. I was actually kind of surprised the way the first one clicked in so easily. There you go. Okay, so there's the arms. Take the doors, the sides of the truck right here. These are going to pop open. And I've heard this figure called a shell former, and I disagree. I don't think she's so much of a shell former because she does integrate the parts of her vehicle into her robot mode. The doors and the back are really the only thing that are left over. So I'm just going to put those up like that for now, just to get them out of the way. And that's going to rotate up. This back part of the roof was clipped into the legs right here. So now your legs are loose. Your legs are also pegged in to each other on the interior sides there. So you can unpeg those. Go ahead and take the feet and rotate them out. Stand your figure up. Now take your this part was unclear to me with the instructions, so let me see if I can show this off real well. So there's a couple things happening here with the shoulders. When you have her in truck mode, you can see these pins. You want these pins facing forward. These whole shoulders are on a piece that's going to rotate. So you want those pins facing forward for truck mode. And then for robot mode, you're going to want to rotate this so that the pins are facing forward just like so. Okay? And then there is a hinge and a ball joint right there so you can bring the shoulders up just a bit right there, just like so. Take the chest. You can see pegs and ports right there. So this part flips up, pegs into the chest. Take your waist, rotate it around, and then once again you take the doors, open these up, and bring this whole pack up, and that's just going to sit along her back there. And there's pretty much Strongarm done and in robot mode. Now there's a couple things you can do with the I'm going to call it backpack, though I disagree with it actually being a backpack. You can close the doors and then it kind of stays out of the way, but it does look like a big backpack. Or you can open it up a little bit, and this is why I disagree. I don't think it's so much of a backpack. I think it's wings, because if you look at it, up and down or whatever, there's no bulk back here. It looks like there's bulk if you have it like this, but when you open it up, there's no bulk. That's not. I don't think that's really a backpack. I think that's just wings. So yeah, she's not as bulky as she's been made out to be. Now, she is a little bit fiddly because she does tend to have she is a little panely, especially with the entire shoulder being made up of these wheel wells. You've got these bits right here, these panels that are sticking back, and that's unfortunate. I really wish that this would have rotated up one more time and then have the forearm rotate down. And I think that would have put the wheel back some more. I think that would have worked a little better for this. I was going to say for this guy, for this gal. But as it is, you've got a little bit of a panel right here on the back of the shoulder. So that's going to get in the way, tend to get in the way with the wing as well. So she can be a bit fiddly when you're trying to pose her. Panels are going to get in the way and whatnot. But otherwise, I don't think she looks bad. I think she looks pretty cool. Now, once again, I'm going to bring the box in, and the whole reason for me wanting to show the box in the first place was because you can actually see the artwork for what she's going to look like in the show. And obviously, she's not exactly animation accurate, just yet. You can see there's some deco, the chest. There's got some white lines and stuff that she doesn't have. She's got some white detail around her helmet that the figure doesn't have. And overall, the animation artwork looks like she's a little more slender than the figure makes her out to be. So I just kind of wanted to show that off because she does look like a character worthy of the name Strongarm. Here in figure mode, she looks bulky. She looks strong, but doesn't look quite as thin or feminine, I guess, as the artwork makes her out to be. But still, I think she's a pretty cool figure. Here in robot mode, she's approximately 5 inches tall. As far as articulation goes, you've got that appears to be a ball jointed head, so you can go up and down, left and right. Again, you've got a little bit, because you've got that hinge and ball joint, you've got a little bit of up and down on the shoulders, and of course, ball jointed shoulders, so you can go all over the place with this guy, but you're going to have, in some cases, you're going to have panels getting in the way of other panels. You do have a rotation at the elbow, as well as a bend. No fist articulation, anything like that. Wrist. Due to transformation, you've got some waist rotation. You've got, once again, ball jointed thighs, so in and out, forward, backward, all over the place. You have rotation at the thigh, right above the knee. You've got a bend at the knee, and you got a little bit of tilt with the heels. So she's relatively well articulated and posable. You're going to have to work with her a little bit for some poses, and some panels or some poses are going to be hindered by the panels. But overall, I think that is a pretty cool looking figure. So again, I'm gonna take a page from Angelus. I'm probably gonna quote him a bit here from what he said on the podcast. I'm gonna repeat what he said. I'm not gonna tell you to run out and get her. She's not out of this world. That you need to stop what you're doing and go get her right now. But she is a pretty cool figure, and I think she's been getting a relatively bad rap that she doesn't really deserve. I think she's better than what most reviews have made her out to be, and she deserves getting checked out. So if you run across her, you find her at a good price or whatever, if you got the expendable cash at the moment, check her out. I think she's a pretty cool figure, and I think that is going to do it for the new 2015 Robots in Disguise Strongarm. Please leave me a comment, give me some thumbs up, subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.